It's time for the talking to stop and the fighting to start. This should be good. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson. Deontay. The Braun.
This bout,
the fans are ready. These athletes have been waiting a long time to square off. Here we go. Straight right, just misses. Punch, counter punch. There's a counter shot. Nice counter shot. That left hook just missed. We'll keep an eye on this slugger. As you know, he's willing to take 3 to give 1. That's his game plan. They are going to surrender. No mas. And that will do it. I'm Todd Grisham, and welcome inside the Lighthouse Theater, and what a night it's going to be. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
Looking forward to this one, Todd.
It's time for our tale of the tape, Terrence Bud Crawford, and he'll be facing Roy Jones Jr. 160 pounds. This guy won a championship as a heavyweight, remember? 5'11" tall with a reach of 74 inches.
There is no joke about this. Someone is going to get hurt, the other is going to get embarrassed. Let's make sure they measure up well.
And here he is in the flesh, Terrence Bud Crawford, one of the pound-for-pound best in the world, fighting out of Nebraska, USA, one of the greatest of all time.
this bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red.
All the talking has been done. It's time to start doing the walking.
Todd, you know when you've got 2 fighters there, that...
High hopes for this battle between these 2 athletes. Solid punch. You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. That counter shot lands. A straight right just misses. The crowd is dressed to impress here tonight, and the fighters promise to do the same as we cannot wait for this, our main event.
For a fighter walking into a theatre, I think this is the closest thing to fighting in a gym because the people are up close. You can hear people talking ringside. You can hear people jeering, saying how good you are, saying how bad you are. You can hear the pressure, the expectation.
Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Good counter punching. No rest for the weary. Nice job getting that punch through. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something different.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right.
On to the second round. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
This counter-puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter-punches are the best.
Nice defense on that jab. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now, this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Punch, counter punch. He misses with that jab. Nice counter shot. Nice job by him to block that jab. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us in the next one. Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Beautiful counter shot. They both want a knockout, you can tell. Miss with that jab. And he scores with the counter. Good counter punch. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. There's a counter shot. Tried to score with a jab. Tried to score with the uppercut. Catch and shoot. Beautiful counter punch. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
Dominance, without a doubt, made look.
There's the bell to start round 4. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
A perfect counter lands. Have to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. They've got to use their jab better in this fight. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Crawford in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
I seriously hope...
On to the 5th we go. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. Counter punch right up the middle. Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
A perfect counter shot. So much firepower here. That jab doesn't find a home. They drop their guard, they get caught. Can't find a home with that jab. You don't want to trade shots. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Crawford in that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as...
There's the bell for round 6. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That counter punch caught him clean. counterpuncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
They're both trying for a knockout. He threw a punch and just got countered. Nice counter shot. That jab won't score. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Which fighter will say no mas? Those counter punches have to hurt. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Crawford in that last round. They've got the momentum. They've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
I seriously hope that...
Here comes round 7. Coming off that fantastic last round. Let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round. Everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
How about that time counter shot? Well done with that counter shot. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Let me explain to you about a fast fight that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Exchange punches. Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this part will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Nice counter punch. And this with that jab. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Did well to block that right hook. That jab doesn't score. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
I love that. I love that. That jab's slick. Just the same again.
Be smart when you go out.
And they're back at it again here in round 8. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You could hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
Caution being thrown to the wind. exchanges from both men in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
This is a high-octane battle. Well done with that counter shot. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. They exchange punches. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. And that's it.